get the hand grenades. Today, tonight, and tomorrow, we rendezvous with every Titan and pretend we agree what we already agree. But in fact, we don't. We can't. Call it. Heads. Heads.
Scenes from the Phoenician Scheme, the latest Wes Anderson movie that arrives in wide release today. We're going to learn more about it, but this is the story of Zsa Zsa, corrupt business tycoon Benicio del Toro, and co-starring Mia Thruppleton playing his daughter and nun in training. Oh boy, watch for some of your faves. Michael Cera, Benedict Cumberbatch, Scarlett Johansson, they are all there, and Jackson is here to tell us all about it. Welcome back. So I enjoyed my stay at the Grand Budapest Hotel. Wes Anderson is back.
Yes.
Tell us about this one, lay the groundwork.
I mean, I know that clip was a little confusing. I promise that was the most concise clip we could find.
Because the Wes Anderson universe is
expansive.
And very particular.
Yes, and this one, as you mentioned, we follow Zsa Zsa Korda. He is not only a corrupt business tycoon, but maybe the most successful businessman in the world. So successful, in fact, he is constantly the target of assassination attempts, including right at the top. We see his plane has crashed. He survives by the razor's edge, but he also starts thinking about his legacy, about what he has to leave behind and who he has it to leave behind too. Now, he has basically a basketball team's worth of sons that you see there, but instead he leaves all of his wealth to his only daughter, Liesl, played by Mia Thruppleton. But as to why he chooses to leave it to her, he's not exactly forthcoming. We have a clip. Take a listen.
I've appointed you sole heir to my estate, which you may come into sooner rather than later. I'm provisionally manager of my affairs after the event of my actual demise on a trial basis.
Why?
Why what?
Why sooner rather than later, since you survived again? And why am I sole heir to your estate? You have 8 sons at last count.
9 sons.
9 sons, what about them?
They're not my heirs.
Why not?
I have my reasons.
Which are what?
My reasons? I'm not saying.
So funny there, but there's also another plan going on at the same time. He needs to get some funding together to fund a dam project that involves also slave labor and grain futures that will make his family rich for centuries. He needs the help of Michael Cera playing Professor Bjorn, doing a hilariously non-specific Nordic accent. He needs to go to Tom Hanks. He needs to go to Willem Dafoe.
I saw Tom Hanks.
All of the usual Anderson suspects. But I will say, after all of that beautiful lead up, there are some aspects about this movie that I think may make it the least accessible Wes Anderson movie ever.
Least accessible? That sounds worrying. Accessible.
Yes.
Okay, that's...
Still worrying.
Yeah, still worrying. Is this a misfire?
I'm not going to say a misfire. It really depends where you land with the Wes Anderson oeuvre, because I think early on we see movies like Moonrise Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox, these warm and fuzzy movies that have a tinge of darkness, but they do feel like adult fairy tales, and you feel warm and you feel fuzzy. I do think that lately that started to shift a little bit. We saw I Love Dogs in 2018, which is about friendship, but also the barbed and violent and terrifying nature of friendship at times. We saw The French Dispatch, which was an interesting movie, but had all these nested narratives that some audiences weren't able necessarily to follow along with. We recently saw Asteroid City that was very interesting to maybe art heads like me. It's about art living a life as an artist, but the way in was a little bit confusing. And now we have this movie, and the tone is clinical, it's cold, it's maybe pessimistic. We have another clip, and I think from this clip, you'll be able to tell what I mean by pessimistic.
Where's yours?
I don't have a passport. Normal people want the basic human rights that accompany citizenship in any sovereign nation. I don't. My legal residence is a shack in Portugal. My official domicile is a hut on the Black Sea. My certificated abode is a lodge perched on the edge of a cliff overlooking the sub-Saharan rainforest, accessible only by goat path. I don't live anywhere. I'm not a citizen at all. I don't need my human rights.
So I think you get like a little bit of a hint of the tone. It's dark, it's pessimistic. Some might say that's a bad thing, but also as a little bit of a tease, I'll say there are inklings that may make it, for some other people, very good.
A bad movie that's very good. So do we pause and have a little rating? Let's just pause and see what Jackson thinks.
Okay. Here we go. So I will say I queued it up as
That
negative for some
surprises
people,
me.
but this movie, I think it's almost the first Technicolor noir. If you're interested in that dark, if you're interested in that very, very pessimistic way that he goes, if that these messages about, you know, the Ozymandias aspect of life where your legacy gets swept away and what does that mean? What should we hold on to? It's very thought-provoking, but for some people, maybe not so much. For me, 4 out of 5.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you. In wide release today. And Jackson, see you next time.
Thank you.
This is CBC Morning Live.